Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in this video, we are going to see what props are and why they play such an important role in every React application. We all know that React components allow you to split the application interfaces into reusable, independent segments. And in order to use the same component for rendering a different view or data, props are used. Prop stands for properties. They are read-only components. It can be used for passing data from one component to another. You can think of it as arguments to a function. Props are immutable, so we cannot modify the props from inside the component. When you create a component in React and you want to render it, you can pass the props that you want to use in it. Consider this e-commerce website. We have to show 3 different items wrapped inside a card with its image, name, rating, and description. If you observe carefully, you will find that the card in which the item is wrapped is of the same type, consisting of an image of the item, its name, rating, and description. So we can say that the data we are passing to the card is actually different, but the card type remains the same. So what we can do is create one card component and reuse it for all the 3 items by passing different data to it through props. Now let's code this, guys. Create one components folder inside the src folder. And inside the components folder, I'm going to create one more folder and I'm going to call it as card. Inside the card folder, add a file called as card.js. And using the RAFC snippet, I'm going to create one React function component. So inside the div, I'm going to add one more div. And this will contain an image tag, basically, to which the source I'm going to add. So I've added, downloaded already some images and I've stored them in my assets folder. So I'm going to import one of them. And I'm going to add another div tag. Inside this, I'm going to add one more div tag. And inside this, I'm going to add 3 paragraph tags, basically. The first paragraph tag will contain the title. The second will contain the description. And the third will contain the price. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add one more div tag below the paragraph tag. And inside this div tag, I'm going to add a star SVG. Basically, this will be used to show the rating. So I've already downloaded one of the SVGs and I've created it a React component and I've stored it there. I'm going to create 5 of them. And in the end, I'm going to add one button. Now let's add a card file in our app.js and see what it currently shows. I'm going to remove all the above CSS. So I'm using Tailwind CSS and you can visit their official docs, like if you are new to it, and you can visit their docs and learn more about it. So basically it's a utility for CSS framework and it's like very new and it's very trending. So I thought I should teach you guys something new also. So I added this card in the app.js file. Let me just save it. Yeah. The images, the title, the description, the price, all those 5 stars, now they're visible on the screen. Now let's style them. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna give a width of 64 and height 128. I'm gonna give a shadow which is Excel, rounded small, flex selection will be column, items center, and justify center. Then what I'm going to do is, to this div tag, I'm going to give a horizontal margin of 5 and top margin of 10. To the image tag, I'm going to give a height of 200 pixel and width also of 200 pixel, and I'm going to round it small. So this will add the border radius basically. Let's save it. See, it has slightly changed. So let's style it further. To this div, I'm going to add text to align center. Margin in the y direction to be 5. Width will be full and the height will be 40. To this paragraph tag, I'm gonna add margin bottom of 1. Text size will be large and font will be semi-bold. This description, I'm gonna add text size will be medium. Font is gonna be light. And text color will be text gray 500. The price tag, I'm going to style it as margin bottom 3, margin top of 1, text large and font semi-bold. To this tag, I'm going to give a margin bottom of 3, flex, items center, justify center. Let's just save it, guys, and you can see it's looking far more better now. So we're gonna style it more. So let's style the button now. I'm gonna give it a background color of 900, and on hovering, I'm gonna style it as background color should be 800. Text will be white, width will be full, padding will be 3 in all the directions, and rounded bottom should be small. So you can see it has been styled completely. Now what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna add 3 more cards like this. So inside the ReactJS file, I'm gonna add 3 more cards. And I'm gonna style it also a little bit. So I'm gonna hit flex, items center, justify center, space between them should be 10, and the margin top should be 20 basically. Let's save it, guys, and you can see 3 different cards are visible on my screen. So now what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna pass different title and different images to all different cards, and we are going to use props for this. So we'll be using props to pass different kinds of data to the cards. So let's first do this to the first card. So I'm going to create an src attribute, and inside this I'm going to pass the source to the image basically. So let me just import the image. So this is gonna be the src. You can name it anything. I'm naming it as src. You can name it as image or whatever you feel like. The title is going to be a string, and the name of this particular product is a bag. So I'm gonna give it a bag. Let's just provide a small description. So description, I'm gonna give it as design that are adaptable to any situation. and then I'm gonna add the price also in the price attribute, and I'm gonna get 1,000. So now what we're gonna do is, now inside the card folder I need to extract this prop. So what I can do is I can just take it as props inside the parameter, and then what I can do is I can pass props.src basically, and inside the all tags similarly I'm gonna give it prop.title. So basically if you think of it, so this prop is gonna give us an object. We'll continue all these attributes. So the attributes that we have passed, source, title, description, price, so all these will be inside an object, and the name of the object, we can access this object through prop. So props.src, props.title. Now we can pass the title here also, props.title. Similarly we can pass the description as props.description, and the price props.price. Just let's save it, and we can see that in the first card we are able to see the image, the name, the description, the price, but in the other two cards we are not seeing anything because null has been passed, because we haven't passed any props to them, so they are not getting any values. And since we are extracting these values through props and these values are currently null, they have no attributes, so that is why it's not showing the image, title and description. Let me just add one thing here. So let's pass the props to other card components also. I'm going to import the other images also. So inside the source attribute, I'm gonna pass the necklace. I'm gonna give title as necklace only. The description will be the start of the show, and the price will be 2,000. Similarly to the third card, I'm gonna pass the source as rings, title as rings, and description will be it speaks a lot about you, and the price will be 5,000. Let's just save it, and you can see that now all the three cards have the image, the title, the description and the price. So now you can see how we can use props to pass different kinds of data to the same component and render different UI on the screen. So this is the power of props, and that is why props play such an important role in ReactJS. So now your task is to build your own e-commerce page where you can create one card component and reuse it to create multiple cards by passing different data to it through props. And always keep in mind that props are immutable. That is, you cannot change the value of props inside the child component. In the next video, we are going to see a very important feature of React. Or you can even say that we are going to learn about the heart of every React application, that is the use state hook. Till then, bye bye, take care.